As Russia's invasion in Ukraine is garnering the world's attention, the countries in the Indo-Pacific region are strengthening their ties. Combating the threat from the Chinese Communist regime, the U.S. and Japan are coming closer militarily. Amphibious Japanese troops and U.S. Marines are getting some joint exercise. On Tuesday, they practiced airborne landing assaults together for the first time. The drills mark a sign of deepening military cooperation between Japan and the United States.
So what you guys just saw is just more instances where Japanese and US troops are training together because they're anticipating China's invasion of Taiwan, which cannot happen. This whole thing going on with Ukraine right now, I really don't give a fuck about. It's a giant smokescreen as far as I'm concerned, because Ukraine doesn't really do anything for us. However, Taiwan, they're the ones who manufacture a bulk, and I mean a huge bulk, of the chips that we use here in the United States. I had covered a story a couple of months ago about how we had United States pilots learning how to land on Japanese aircraft carriers. If China happens to take Taiwan, not just the US, but the West and many other countries can say bye to their computer chip manufacturing, and that will send us back really far. People can't go a day here without having the fucking internet. So what do you think it's gonna be like when they can't even get a chip for their new phone or their car or whatever many things the chips are used for nowadays? So that means that bonds between us and the Japanese are growing majorly, and that's because I'm pretty sure they depend on a lot of the chip manufacturing from Taiwan as well. Besides how we've been working with the Japanese, it looks like something else is definitely going on right now. World War III. Biden sending thousands of Marines to Australia in anticipation of conflict with China. Now, if that's true, I will hand it to Biden. I don't like the guy, but I pray every day that he does what's best for our country, regardless of how much I may dislike him, alright? So let's go ahead and read through this and see exactly what is going on, and you'll see kind of why I think the Ukraine is a smokescreen to kind of take everybody's eyes off of the Indo-Pacific. Because if China goes and invades Taiwan over there, shit is gonna start getting really fucking serious really fast. It's gonna get crazy. So, the Pentagon is to deploy over 2,000 troops to Australia by September to join an established rational force of 200 in anticipation of a conflict with China, according to reports. The Daily Mail notes that the contingent is part of an ongoing U.S. initiative in the Indo-Pacific region to prepare for a possible Chinese invasion of Taiwan in the coming years. The report notes that 1,000 Marines have already arrived in the country, and now that is, I don't know if that is, those are just Marines who have been sent to Australia. Remember, we already had 600 Marines sent to do ground invasion tactics with Japan. And who knows what else they are up to over there. They have got to be up to some other stuff, and, there's no way as a civilian I'm going to be able to find any of that out. I guess as time goes on, we will see. China has signaled that it could use nuclear weapons in response to the AUKUS security pact between Australia, America, and Britain, which sees the former receive nuclear-powered submarines in years to come. Now, let me go ahead and kind of explain that. Right now, there are 3 other countries who are going to be helping us if China invades Taiwan. That's going to be the United Kingdom, that is going to be Australia, and it's going to finally be Japan. Now, the problem is that none of them have the military might that the United States does. The Japanese have it in their blood, but they have not fought since World War II, so who knows what could happen there. Meanwhile, NATO heads Jens Stoltenberg announced Tuesday that China must clearly condemn the Russian invasion of Ukraine. They're not going to. China could give a fuck less. If I were China right now, I would be looking at what is going on in Ukraine as a blessing from the gods. I would just be like, thank you. Now we can take their eyes off of that and we can go ahead and focus more, and the surprise attack would be that much crazier if it were to ever take place. China has an obligation as a member of the UN Security Council to actually support and uphold international law, and the Russian invasion of the Ukraine is a blatant violation of international law, Stoltenberg declared. Again, China, they could give a fuck less. They could care sweet fuck all about what Russia does. They're in there for their own interest. They really are. The US also declared this week that China will face consequences if it supports Russia evading sanctions. Now, China's not going to care. As of right now, they're having talks with Saudi Arabia, they're having talks with Russia, and it looks like they're trying to eliminate the petrodollar. You think gas prices are bad now? Wait until China successfully gets rid of the petrodollar. That is really what will bring the US to its knees. China's foreign ministry spokesperson, Zhao Lihan, responded by saying the US is creating and speaking false information. Now, China can point fingers all they want. The world knows how they are. Joe Biden yesterday signed off a $13.6 billion going to the Ukraine from security assistance. Again, why? Why? What do we owe to the Ukraine whatsoever? Anyways, Russia has signaled that any country seen to be helping Ukraine will be considered as entering the conflict. So, as of this point, it's like I've told a lot of people. Keep an eye on what is going on in Taiwan. If something happens in Taiwan, that is going to affect the world over, much bigger than anything that can happen with Ukraine. I think Putin just saw his chance to go in and took it. He saw that Trump was out of the White House. He saw we had a weak dog like Biden in the White House. And he said, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. We got to do it now because this guy is the perfect opportunity for us to do it. And that is the problem. That is the problem. China, if Russia sees it, China most definitely sees it. So I guarantee you that we will see a conflict with China arise up here soon. And if that happens, get ready for a bloodbath, everybody. It's going to get insane. So that's all I got for you guys today, alright? Hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't yet, and I'll talk to you guys later.